Anybody who wants to come up, you're welcome to come up. You guys want to just introduce yourselves and talk a little bit about you got it?
My name is Peter, and I've never killed anybody. And I do judo with Matt, and that's how we met. You know, I do stand-up and act, obviously. But it was just, when I read Matt's script for the first time, I was like, it's like Woody Allen meets Tarantino almost. And I just was like, this sounds so cool. And I just thank you for having me a part of your project.
You're great, dude. It's like two roles. You play two roles in this.
I mean, that's why it was so much fun. But it was great. Thank you.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Marina, and Jeff is the first person I've ever killed. So it's a new thing though. Like, really got a taste for it. You know what they say: once you start, you never go back.
Hi, my name is Richard. I've never been caught. Start. This is actually my second role with Metro Series. A few years ago, I had a small role, and 5 years later,
We just
out of the blue.
Yeah. We live next to each other too, which is crazy.
Yeah, and Matt showed me the script, and I was like, yes, let's do it. Drawing a blank up here.
Okay,
I just hand it on over.
Hand it over.
Hello, I'm Christina. I play Gladys. I really, really, really never killed anybody. The Metro was so awesome. I actually was in season 1 too. Just one-liner, but I'm back.
I'm going to ask one question, and then I'm going to open up to the audience. Can you guys just talk about what's your favorite memory of the shoot?
Actually, watching it back during the scene where you give me the letter, I was actually crying. That was very emotional. I know it took me a lot of emotion to get there. And just thinking back, I know we filmed this like a few years ago, but it was still felt like yesterday.
As you can see, I don't remember it being this long, because he told me it was a short, and I was like, cool, short, 10 pages.
Yeah.
And then I got the script, and I'm like, oh wow, this is...
It's beefy.
It's beefy, it's a lot of stuff. And I guess the amount of time that we shot it too was really interesting. It was just having everyone just be really professional and come out and work really hard. I think what was it, 4 days?
Yeah, 4 or 5 days maybe.
Yeah. They might have been pickups, but it was just like a lot of pages. We're just shooting really fast.
4 or 5 pages a day.
Yeah. And I think for me, I was like, oh, this is gonna take a long time. But I think coming on set, I was like, everyone's ready to rock and roll and just go. And I was like, oh man, it made it freeing. And it made it, especially working with you, Christina, like just being able to go through that scene. I think I remember, one last thing. You were like, let's cut. And I was like, no, let's go through the whole, I think we were so prepared. We're like, let's just go through run through the whole thing. And I think that's what I pulled from it, is that I think the people that you worked with were very professional, even from the first episode that I was on, the small.
Yeah.
I was like, really pro, and I really appreciate that.
Well, how do I follow that? My favorite moment has been while working with a lot of the people in this room, especially, of course, Matt. Peter, it was awesome falling in love with you. I really felt that watching it back right now. I think that was like a really beautiful thing, because for Candace, this was, real life. Things are tough. It was a really terrible day, and just in general, just feeling those emotions, going through that, and then finding that little glimmer of hope. I really just enjoyed reliving that moment just now when Candace finally had something just go right for her for 5 minutes.
My favorite part was I sat in a makeup chair for 2 hours, and because they had it was very professional. He had this great prosthetics person to build something for my neck to slit, and then she had a rubber hose below a table where she's pumping blood out of it. And my uncles, they had a midnight Wayne's World type show in Ohio where they would shoot late night horror sketches. And so like this was like personally very full circle for me because my uncles would just make wild prosthetics like this all the time, like cutting guts open and letting them spill out on the ground. So anyway, this was just like, for me personally, it's like weirdly very full circle to have a cool actual prosthetic thing.
To know to your
Yeah,
past,
yeah. And it just looked really cool on camera now. It was the first time I seen it, so it looked great. And then being covered in blood was awesome.
So I want to open it up to you guys. You guys have any questions? You could maybe raise a hand or get a hand up there. Prince?
Question for Richard. Did you watch any previous films or template characters from other films that you
Yeah, I did. Because I think at the time the character that I played originally he's part of the criminal organization, and I felt like that was a similar.
It's a different character, but sure. Yeah.
Different character, but it was just like. I think that's what made me say yes immediately to the second project. Like I was like yes because I seen not only the episode I was in, but then the follow-up episode of Bakari. I don't know.
Barcada. Yeah.
Okay.
Barcada.
Yeah.
He's asking, did you see any films? Did you any films that you specifically looked at?
No, just no.
It's all from him. You got a hand over there?
Yeah, I was curious about, well, first of all, like, who did the music supervise? Because the music was great. I thought the musical choices were great. And then who was the composer?
The music supervisor for the first one was me, but I just listened to that kind of music on a Sunday. The real applause should go to the composer, and we also have the score mixer here, Vincent. He's right next to you, actually. And the score was something that we'd spent maybe over a month making, and we pretty much spent over like hundreds of hours doing it, and then we actually recorded it last Sunday, and Vincent just delivered it this morning. So this is the first time I'm actually hearing it in an audience. I'm really excited about that. Unfortunately, the composer is working. He's a very busy man. Anybody else?
Yeah, I was wondering who did the cuts, because every time I saw the trailer and I saw Candace closing the book and then the book on the train, that was really a cool.
Yeah, it was an editor named Kat Miguel. She's not here, but she's really good. She's really tight with her edits. Yeah. We got a hand up there.
Just wondering, there was that shot where I forget the actor's name, but where you just that close up where you're doing the monologue. I guess any inspiration behind that?
Oh, what Jeff's talking about, his process behind it.
Straight to camera.
If you want to guess, it's actually from Hitchcock's Psycho. There's sort of a Norman Bates at the end when he looks into the camera, and we thought it'd be interesting to do that musically because the composer, we had a trumpet player and he played it twice, and we layered the track with two trumpets. Almost as if like his romantic side was starting to take over with his dark side. Thank you.
Was Memento an inspiration for you for the black and white versus color?
No, to me, it's an idea that when you're in a train, you're sharing a shared space. Like everybody's equal when they're riding a bus or a train, and then when they get out, they get into the real world. That's when they end up being they're going about their life. But I feel like every time you're taking public transport, we're all equal. We're not nobody's sitting in any particular part of the train. We can just sit wherever we want. So I thought it'd be a great way to sort of tie in metro scenes so that it sticks out in your mind that, when you see black and white, we're actually going somewhere. Mr. Lee?
What was your favorite memory?
My favorite memory. The problem is I'm always anxious and always having like a heart attack in these films that I can never really enjoy it. I think my favorite part was we had rented this restaurant in Cudahy, and the deal was I would film there, but he would still run the restaurant scene, and you actually were in one of the shots, and all I had to do was just order some pizzas, and it was great because like all my friends like came by to support, and then like they came by, and it was just great. Like every time I see that montage, like Temo's up there. It's just great seeing my friends. To me, it's like a visual yearbook I could play when I get older and be like, oh, that's my buddy over there. That's my friend Brian. He's sitting there, and Jenny, and we play pickleball on Fridays. But it's just a fun memory. I like those are little scenes I like to see and go like, that's great. I want to see that again.
I got a question.
Sure, Mr. Marvin.
For Richard, right? Most of his shots, I noticed that mean, you're making it seem bigger. They're almost like hero shots because it's kind of like being shot. I don't know if it's because you were shooting a handheld.
Yeah.
But was that intentionally done throughout the whole thing? Because I mean, even the shot where Miguel comes in, he's kind of like a little bit more, kind of like shooting him at eye level.
Yeah.
But I noticed that every time he would walk in, I mean, he kind of looked bigger than, you know.
Well, that's kind of probably my fault because I'm the DP, so I'm also short, so I'm also going to be looking at him. But.
I thought it was an interesting choice because you didn't see it even with Jeff. With, you know, he's kind of like overpowering her. He's about to kill her. You still didn't get the.
Oh, well, we had other multiple cameras on this. Like Willard, he's sitting there, and so people were of different sizes could shot that.
It worked though.
Okay, great. Well,
Hey Matt,
yeah.
just a
Derek.
comment. Well done on convincing me that was a rom-com.
It's the biggest marketing
I was honestly
ploy.
thinking to myself, like, this is actually really sweet. I'm not a rom-com guy. And then I saw his headshots in your bathroom, and I'm like, oh, plot twist coming.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly thought for a second he was honestly just painting.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, good
He's
job.
an artistic guy.
Great job, you guys, by the way. That's
You
fantastic.
thought it was a callback to the couch, the casting couch.
my mind went full innocence. I was like, this is so sweet. You know,
I'm glad we could have evoked that emotion for like a short second.
And then destroy it.
And destroy it, yeah.
Zach,
I see a hand back there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what were some of the liberties that Metro allowed you to do on some of the locations?
Nothing. We actually just we literally steal these shots. We're, like the bus scene, we were there for like 30 minutes and then we had to get out. But the good news, the bus driver, I should have got his name. He kind of just, I think he was just tired that night, so he pulled the bus over, and then we were like, well, and he was like, just do your thing, and then he just started smoking cigarettes for like 30 minutes. That actually was a good memory too. Yeah, and so we were able to get really clean sound in that particular scene. But no, for these scenes, I tried to reach out to them, but it's a government agency. There's a lot of red tape behind that, so it's always about just stealing shots. And I think that actually helps their performance because when they're actually there riding the train, you can see them like moving side to side and actually seeing the backgrounds pass. I got a hand over there.
So does each episode somehow tie into the following?
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. So Candace has the liberty of being in 2 episodes, but the next episode, it's basically we'll try probably Paul, the interviewer, will have a nice little role in there. And I think it's the idea, like when you ride, you're in life and you're riding the transit. You think you're the main character of your own story, but realistically, we're all main characters of our own story. So like we're gonna live our day, but then realistically, the person next to you might have like the worst day of their life, and the person next to you might have the best day of their life. So that's kind of the plan with the common motif, at least with Metro. That's great. Oh, we good. Alejandro.
Was that? I was there, but I forget. Charles Manson. Was that Charles Manson on TV? Okay.
Yeah, that was a happy accident. I texted Peter that, but it's a good clue of events to come. Cool. Thank you guys for coming. This is an amazing crowd. I appreciate it. Thank you guys. So we have about 45 minutes, an hour. You guys want to just mix and mingle? Totally up to you. Do whatever you guys want to do, and we'll be here. Thank you
There
guys.
will be an after party as well.
Oh, it's after party. Where's that?
To be determined.
You must stay for the mix and mingle to find out.